All right. Good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Ada Matthew Esiogana. You guys can get on with us on Facebook. I really don't know what the problem is, but it seems to be a little bit of a technical problem there. But I mean, you can get in on the show on the YouTube channel, definitely. And if you're on Instagram as well, we're streaming live there. And then you can also listen on www.elebetetv.com/radio. Thank you very much for your patience. It's not, I mean, this is very, very unusual, but I mean, this is gadget. Sometimes the listing, I think somebody came to work in the studio this morning. As a matter of fact, they're still working. I don't know if they touched something or something went wrong. I don't know, but that has cost us a little bit of time lag in terms of coming on stage. So let's get the show going. Yeah, the quiz is still on today. Somebody's going to win another 10 gigabyte data. I'm feeling good. I feel like Santa this period. I just hope that I can run it to December. I just hope I can do that. I mean, but I'm feeling good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was a joke that somebody joked last week, Thursday. Like, oh, do giveaway. I said, okay, if I have to do giveaway, it's going to be data. It's going to be on my show. And now we are like every day. I'm getting high on it. I hope that I don't get bankrupt. I hope I don't get bankrupt in the process anyway. But I'm loving the fact that different people from different places are winning it. It's just that it's only MTN for now that we have given only MTN winners have won the MTN users. Sorry, have won it. I mean, I was looking for people using other network to also win, but I mean that's what we've gotten for now. Divine, say good morning on YouTube and every other person who's out there watching us. Goswill Obukumena Wairi, Mingo Cinema Bros. Thank you for the data. Okay, yeah, that's the winner from yesterday. Okay, so it's good that people are actually winning and they are happy about it. Let's see if we can make another winner today. Some people are saying that the question is too simple. I don't know why that is. Some other people are saying I should give the winners, make the winners across all platforms. I don't know. We're still going to look into that and decide. But honestly speaking, I just love the fact that I'm able to give out data. Somebody asked me why data. Data because one way or the other, it is data that people spend to watch our show. So I just felt like is the one I can afford anyway. It's not like I don't want to give out other things, but for now, that's the one that I can afford and will not get myself into difficulties and feel like, okay, I'm overstretched, because you have to do things and consider that it could also overstretch you. I'm not going to come here and I'll fake it and tell you that, oh, I have data filling one place. It's the affordability of that data is also very, very important in everything that we do. So let's see how it goes at the end of the day. There's plenty of story. There's plenty of stories to look into, to talk about. And one of the major one is our women basketball players. Okay, I think the Facebook is up now. Our women basketball players coming out to complain. And I mean, somebody just sent me a message last night. Said, hey, Rafi, you're always talking about European football on your show. And I was like, no, I don't always talk about Europe. I talk about every sport. I cut across everywhere, but there are different days for different conversations. So you need to know what day is available for this conversation and what day is available for that conversation. But then if you're on our YouTube channel, you obviously would see us talk about everything across. Talk about, like, I really focus on grassroots. There are different shows, different content for different conversation. But the reason why we talk about European football a whole lot is that their sports is set in stone. You know where to get information. The total Nigerian sports, especially Nigerian sports, You must be able to get all the facts. If not, you will lose your integrity, you will lose your dignity, your brand value will go down. Because if you interview one, and I've been in this job 18 years now, so I'm going to tell you guys this. If you interview one person and the person is lamenting and saying all sorts of things, you might think that this person is saying the truth. Careful, and you hurriedly go to press, you will end up embarrassing yourself. So I'm always careful. And then Nigerian website, like, okay, if I say a story on Daily Mail, I can confidently take that story and run with it. And I say, I will tell you according to Daily Mail. That's fine. But you see the thing about most of Nigerian websites, because first, they don't know how to, Nigerian journalists, Nigerian media do not know how to quote their sources of their story. They don't know how to credit their sources of their story. When you see a story, they always present it like they are the ones that did the interview or the ones that wrote it. Like I've done so many interviews here, Igalo, Martin Tyler, Glenn Davis, what's it called, Osime. I've seen people use the story and make it look like in an exclusive chat with our reporter. I'm not your reporter, I'm not working for you. So some stories, when you see them, you don't want to run with it because they could be lie. Let me give you a very typical example. The other day, last week or so, the story that was hitting the headline was that Sondolise said that they should sack Donald Trump. So of all the people that were publishing it, I was looking at it, like, well, first of all, Sondolise said, I can't take anything away from Sondolise, but I think that it would be foolish for a Sondolise who was coach of the team and didn't do well to come out and say that kind of a thing. That's one. Secondly, it would also be foolish for a professional coach to be calling for the sack of another coach. But I couldn't see anybody. So I started asking questions. Who did the interview? Where is the voice? Where is the video? There was nothing there. So let's come to the topic of this morning that, everybody has thrown on my plate. What's my position on the Tigers players going on social media to castigate the sports minister and the basketball federation? Now there's a whole lot to talk about on that one. There's a plethora of conversation around that award. First off, when you go abroad to say that, okay, our best talent should come from the people that are born abroad, it is a good thing. But remember that they were not raised in this keep quiet, shut up there, don't talk, don't open your mouth, respect your elders environment. You are also going to come with their, when you buy a company, you buy their assets and their liability. So when you're bringing them to come and help Nigeria or to come and represent Nigeria, you're also bringing them with their outspokenness. You're also bringing them with their freedom of expression, their freedom of speech, because that's who they are. You can't take them away from their environment, and the effect of the environment will not follow them. That's one. So on that point, they've come out to speak. I always say that if we do the things that we need to do and we do it the right way, we'll not get to the point where we will need to start doing damage control, because anything we're doing right now is damage control. But I'm not one of those persons who like to tear into administrators for the sake of it. I like to look at things differently. I mean, I've worked on the side of the media that always attack and bombard people. Now I'm in my own space and I'm asking, I cannot leave a place and also do everything that I used to do there. I need to be different. That is the mark of a man. When you're in Rome, you say you do as the Romans do. Now I'm not in Rome. I'm in my own space. And in my space, I want my space to be defined by my identity, my person. So one of the things that I looked at in that story is nobody have interviewed the MBBF president. So it is unfair to barb a man's hair in his absence. That's one. Nobody have spoken to the minister. Yes, they've come out with a press release that I've not seen, but I've heard some people give me a snippet of it. I don't think that it's also right. Okay, what they said, I heard that they said, but I need to see it first. So let me give you my take on this. There are two sides to the story. One side says that, they were owed allowances and bonuses and were not paid. On that one, the federation and the sports ministry is culpable. I'm not even going to try to hear both sides of the story. If they say they are not paid and it's true, they are culpable. But then there is a side of the video that I saw that got me laughing. This guy says they won the African Women Basketball Championship in 2019 and 2021. They defended it. No presidential handshake, nothing like that. No recognition. Now that's where I have a problem with. You won the championship, you didn't come to Nigeria, you flew back to your respective bases in America. Hello, is the president supposed to be coming to your houses to come and shake your hands and all that? That's something we need to know. If you won this championship and you all came back together, maybe, and decide to stay like a week. See, this is State House. There are other activities. The State House is not going to keep up a scheduled program for you to come and see the president when they don't know whether you will win the championship or you will not win the championship. Okay, so that's one thing. I don't understand that bit about it. That's one. Two, now that you guys have gone back to your respective bases wherever you are, is it that they would invite you guys to come in? Who's going to pay for your flight ticket, your accommodation, and the rest of them? Those are some of the factors that we need to also consider. But then, on the part of saying that they were giving you $100,000 to share and the money was siphoned, we need to get the facts of those matters. I can't jump into issues where I don't have the facts. So I'm going to try as much as possible to reach the sports minister. I'm not a fan of the sports minister, but I don't have to be his fan to seek truth, because one day somebody will still come again and judge my platform based on the work that I did. And I'm going to try my best to do a job where my children will not feel ashamed of what their fathers have done. I'm telling you, I know people who walk the streets of this country, who are Nigerians, who are ashamed of what their fathers have done, and they are working tirelessly trying to do different. I have a friend who's working somewhere. If I mention it now, obviously you guys should know the father, I know the person. I don't want to mention his name, but he's so quiet. He's doing something that is supposed to be loud, but he's always feeling like if I make noise about myself, people are going to talk about, oh, this thing my father did, that my father did, and it's a burden on his shoulder. So I know what some of these people face. So I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to leave that kind of burden on my children. So this is what I'm going to say to you guys. Guys, give me some time to really check all the facts of the matter, and then I come back. Like I've told people before, and I'm going to say it again. ELEGBETETV Radio is not a media that do breaking news. If you're looking for breaking news, don't look up to me. I will never give you breaking news. By my training, I'm an analyst. Okay, so by my own knowledge, because if I say training, like somebody trained me, no. By my own ability, I'm an analyst. And an analyst takes time. You are like a lab scientist. You take time, you analyze all the particles, all the elements, all the chemicals and everything, and then you come out with your position, your result. So I'm going to take some time to look into all of this, and then I could come out. I'm not one of those who want to rush to press so that I be like people like me, I become relevant. Now, if that's what I want to do, I know what I'll be doing right now. I'll be like, throwing tantrums, and I'll be very popular. Yes, I'll be very popular. My numbers on YouTube will go up, but at the end of the day, I will not have substance. I really plead with my fans and everybody that my job is I want my media to have substance. I'm passionate about that part. Like make it solid. Make my media gets more, make it thick, not be just like Periwinkle Media. So what we do here, I really take it serious, and I'm going to beg you guys. I know that everybody wants it to have a conversation, to say this, to do that. Yeah, I agree. But truth be told, I want to do a good job. I want to do a job that I'll be proud of, my children will be proud of, even the people who commit to me to be my fans would also be proud of. So having said that, let's move to the matters on ground. I know that some people are not going to try all these things I'm talking. I'm just talking my own. I am just talking my own. Guy, ask us the quiz. Let's get into the question and answer side. I see who will win it and who will not win it. Somebody gets lucky. Another thing I want to say, some of those people who have won it before, if you get me correct answer, I will not even answer yourself. I will not even look at you. Okay, so today the question is going to come from the English FA Cup, definitely. Oh God. Okay, which 6 managers won the FA Cup with Manchester City? 6 managers that won. Name 6 managers that won the English FA Cup with Manchester City. This is like a bonus. This is sing-along Thursday, throwback Thursday. This is very easy. So I'll make it very easy for you guys. 6 managers won the FA Cup with Manchester City. Please kindly list them and tell me what years they won those FA Cup. And I'll be fine, okay? I'll be very, very fine. I will be very, very, very fine. Okay, that's a very simple one. 6 managers that have won the English FA Cup with Manchester City. That's not asking for too much. I don't think I'm asking for too much on that front anyway. So if you get the answer, put it on YouTube there, and I would I would go for the person who get the first one. Chris Biade, he said, good morning, Elegbete. Nice one, bro. I really enjoy your analysis. I swear, thank you very much, bros. The Steros Eric. I'm beginning to say, okay, so I'm beginning to fall in love with this guy. First up is the name. I mean, cartoon when I was growing up, one of the cartoons that I loved back in the day. Okay, not like when I was growing up, I had already grown up, but one of the cartoons that I loved back in the day. People love Powerpuff Girls, but I love Dexter Laboratory. I don't know if you guys remember Dexter Laboratory. That guy that is always coming up, conjuring something in his room and doing some things out of the figment of imagination. Okay, so first time I saw this name, Dexterous Henry, it was the Dexterous that captured my eye. And you know, if you know me very well, I love TD Jakes a whole lot. His name is TD Jakes, Thomas Dexter Jakes. And then I love Thierry Henry madly. I mean, if you know me, you know I love Thierry Henry as a striker, like one of my all-time favorite strikers. Okay, so I think it just rub off for me. The two names just remind me of, you know, some kind of people in my space growing up. All right, it's E. Patrick, the Liverpool man. I think we're gonna have a beautiful show today. I've already seen people that I love: Chris Biade, Dexterous Henry. It's E. Patrick. It's gonna be a good Thursday, beautiful Thursday. So let's push the show. Let's get the show on the road. Let me give you some stories, some gist, some news, and all that. And then you're free. Drop any question that you want me to answer away from these basketball girls for now, because I don't have all the facts. I'm not going to come here and blab and just try to make you feel like I know something when I really don't know it. Yes, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, I don't have all the aces. I don't have all the aces in my hand. And as an analyst, it doesn't really go well when you're trying to pretend like you know something and you know you don't know it. Okay. It's also very good when you tell people that, listen, yeah, I would have loved to give you details on this, but I don't. I've tried to reach out to the Minister of Sports. I've also tried to reach Keda to get information from them, and I've not been able to get something. So I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. It's also good to also sometimes admit that you don't know something. The people who like you will like you. Those who don't like it can also be also gracious enough to allow people who get disappointed to be disappointed and walk away. There's no need to be. If we're not in this space again to start getting angry, or people don't like me, so I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to drink sniper. Well, I have 3 lovely children that would always make me want to stay alive. I mean, I love this world. I love the project I'm doing. So I'm not going to get depressed into that state anyway. But let's see what the papers are saying across the English channel about football across Europe. Phil Foden is set to sign a new Phil Foden. I always pronounce that name wrongly. I don't know. Phil Foden is set to sign a new 6-year contract with Manchester City, which will earn him around almost 50 million pounds. Man, football is crazy. Football is, like you see these things and you keep saying that, shouldn't I just ask my son to go and play football? But then those who miss out are more than those who benefit from it. So always remember that too. Always remember that. And football comes with too much depression, too much stress. You give your life, you're like a lab rat. You do all these things for football. And most times, all this money that people call, most of them still end up very poor, alcoholic, gamblers, debtors, terrible marriage. They get used. I'm going to dedicate a show to why footballers, end up the way they end up. I'm going to dedicate a show to it one day, and you would understand what I mean by that. Well, Newcastle are understood to be in regular contact with agents of Chelsea striker Timo Werner. Okay, so there's a way out for him already. Newcastle are interested in forward Joe Felix, according to reports in Spain, with Atletico Madrid potentially having to take a loss of more than 50 million on a player they spent 130 million pounds on in 2019. Remember, I was one of those people who said that Atletico Madrid have happened upon money and they were wasting the money. Like Joe Felix was not worth that money, and it wasn't even the kind of player that they needed in the first place. People said I didn't know what I was saying. Was it my money? I was being pork-nosed and all that. I was doing Pinocchio. My nose was stretching long into other people's matter. But it was the truth. And it is a lesson to learn. Most times, there's this thing that me and my wife, we had a conversation when we were getting married in 2011. And I said, like, babe, one of the things that will destroy this marriage fast is when we begin to see money and we decide that we need to change our lifestyle to meet up with the Joneses. That would destroy us. So if we used to like to eat amala at a Goofy, even when we start driving limousine, we should also be able to go there and go and eat amala. Nothing changes. Okay, if we like to eat banga soup or go soup, let's not say because we now have money we need to go and eat tacos in El Paso. Not like if we go to El Paso we'll not eat it, but let's not change our lifestyle, because that's like how you go down, because you suffer so much to make that money and then you just want to waste it overnight because you want to prove a point to people. And that happens a lot in a lot of football clubs. You Atletico Madrid, you have a system that is working. You've been doing it well before, like Borussia Dortmund. They scout for unknown players, buy them very cheap, and then put them in their system. There is no need changing it. If a system is working, don't change it, because sometimes when you change it, you get problem. And that's exactly what happened with Felix. Okay, they're going to make a 50 million loss, but it's a loss that they brought upon themselves. It's not a loss that happened because they didn't see it coming. They saw it coming, but they decided to turn a blind eye. Arsenal are ready to make their interest in Club Brugge striker Noah Lang formal and could make a £25 million bid in January. Mario Icardi will turn down the chance to join Newcastle United Revolution because his wife, Wanda Nora, does not want to move from Paris. Man, that's some love, man. Okay, Arsenal striker Alexander Lacazette is not keen on playing at the Emirates despite being offered a new contract. So bye-bye. Bye-bye, yes, now. I'll be gone till November. Real Madrid are confident of landing Pogba on a free transfer next summer. Fuming club chiefs have called on Premier League bigwig to quit over Newcastle buyout. Okay, I don't know what they do. Jesse Lingard was reduced to tears after being left out of Gareth Southgate's squad for the Euro 2020. Okay, Thomas Frank says links to Manchester United and Arsenal manager's job were very nice, but is insanely happy at Brentford. Nobody wants to employ you at Arsenal. Forget it. We're not sacking our coach. We're very happy with our coach, Thomas Frank. Please stay there and be clapping your hand. Just because you win like a few games, that does not mean that you not come and coach Arsenal. They're always good until they get a big club, and you now know that they're not half as good as you think. It's easy to coach a small club and surprise some of the big club, but then put it on a consistent plate, put it in a place where you are not under pressure, you have to deliver on a regular basis. You now realize that what you thought was good was not really as good as it is. It's the 80-20 principle. You know why you're dating a girl or a guy and is this, but then you're looking for that in him that he doesn't have, and then you now saw that in somebody else, and you now say, okay, that person have that, and then you go there and you find out that, oh, it's only 20% that person have. The other 80% is rotten. And now the guy you left had 80%, but you were so conscious of the fact that 20% was not there, and you went to go and look for 20% somewhere else, and now you are now in a place that is worse. Okay, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you just have to like stick with what you have and manage it. I'm not saying this is not against the rule of change, but sometimes it's not everything you look for. Hey, Victor Murray, how you doing? Okay. FIFA President Gianni Infantino is keen to see Israel and Palestine host a joint World Cup in the future. Well, that is what they call just for the talking sake, for paper's sake. You know, some things do not look visible at all. Some things just would not happen at all. Diale, good morning. Thanks for joining us on Instagram. Some things will just not happen. Barcelona and AC Milan will be at the front of the line of the queue to sign Crybaby Jesse Lingard when the transfer window opens and is ready to leave Manchester United next summer. Damn. I got dry throat, no water in the studio. That's really, really bad of me. It's my fault. Blame me on this one. Manchester United and Manchester City, as well as Liverpool, have joined the forces to charter a private jet to ensure South American players are back from international duty in time for this weekend's Premier League matches. Well, that's a good one. If you have the money, spend it. Give them some VIP treatment. After all, the players are the reason why you're making that money, so there is no problem. Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger has reportedly emerged as Real Madrid's top transfer target on the January transfer window. Tammy Abraham is hopeful he will not miss any Roma games despite being substituted with injury after being brought off the bench during England's clash with Hungary that ended in a boring draw. Okay, Matt Hummels has warned Borussia Dortmund teammate Erling Haaland that the grass is not always greener on the other side. After a fresh link over a move to Manchester City emerged. So be careful how you make your move. That's what Matt Hummels is advising the young man. Let's see if he will take advice or he will follow money. Okay, because sometimes it's not easy. Southend United have asked Nation National League rivals Chesterfield for permission to speak with James Rowe over their managerial vacancy. Paris Saint-Germain boss Mauricio Pochettino has revealed his determination to keep Kylian Mbappé at the club in the long term. You're not the one that will keep him. Come on, let's be very honest. Pep Guardiola appears to have scored victory in his quest for 5 substitutions to be permitted in the remainder of the Premier League. Yes, you remember that at the beginning, he was complaining that, look, they just have to be 5 substitution as they tried it during the COVID season. Now they've agreed that they should do it with the Carabao Cup. So from the Carabao Cup, we will see if it works well. Maybe we'll take it up to that place. Coach KK, good morning. Thank you for joining us on Instagram. Okay, Manchester United women could hand a first-team debut to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's daughter, Kama, in their Continental Cup game at Durham on Thursday evening. England will play the bulk of their next Nations League campaign in June with their players set for another punishing summer. And going to the Sun, this is what they have to say. England are facing a fight against Italy and Russia as the bidding war to host the Euro 2028 heats up. Why is England looking to host it again? Were they not part of this last host? Must they win it? I mean, they want to host it at home and win. I don't understand. What Newcastle United are set to snub Frank Lampard as the sought-out candidate to take over should they remove Steve Bruce from his role. You all know that Frank Lampard wasn't going to get the job. I was right from the very beginning. I will give Frank Lampard, you remove Steve Bruce and you bring another Steve Bruce. What's that? Mark Hughes has held his hands up and admitted he invented the legends of Fergie's hairdryer. Really? Okay, the Metropolitan Police have defended their tactics after being seen retreating from violent Hungary fans during clashes at Wembley on Tuesday night. Okay, they said it was a tactical move. They were packing the balls like Jose Mourinho. Well, let's get talking. Let's leave news for news. There's always going to be news. There's always going to be story. But I like to just give you this. Newcastle emerged Manchester United. Newcastle enraged Manchester United by approaching legendary boss Sir Alex Ferguson to replace Kevin Keegan in 1997. That's the story that just came out of the grapevine. That was what was happening at the time. Don't forget, wow, man, these guys are in a hurry. Just now that I went to read news, the whole place is filled up with stories. Answers are coming in. Oh, they are busting my brain with answers for the quiz. Una too like data. Jesus. Okay, so let's go to the answers to the quiz. Let's see. Okay. It says 6 managers that won the FA Cup with Manchester City at Malay 1904, Wolf Ward 1934, Lex McDowell 1956, Joe Masia 1969, Roberto Mancini 2011, and Pep Guardiola 2019. Let's see again. Let's count again. Okay, Tamale, Wilder, McDowell, Joe Masia, Roberto Mancini, and Pep Guardiola. So let's confirm that in that straight up. So I don't even bother going back to that because I think that it just got all the names that I am looking for. So the answer is actually Tomale, 1904, Wafwad, 1934, Lex McDowell, 1956, Joe Masia, 1959, Roberto Mancini, 2011, and Pep Guardiola, 2019. So finally, you are a winner. Yes, congratulations to you. What you do for me is send me a DM on my Instagram. Yeah, send me a DM on my Instagram and give me your name, your number, and the network that you use. Please put your name on it so I know it's you, and I'll check up with you anyway. I'll call you before I send that, so I don't send that to the wrong person. But congratulations to you for that. It means I was thinking that somebody was not going to get this one anymore. But it was very, very simple. It was just out there for you to check out on and see how it goes. Games are coming up this weekend. Let's not forget there's a lot of games. Tomorrow we'll do a whole lot of prediction. But then Now it's not your turn. What's the question that you have? What you want to ask? What do you want us to talk about? I leave the show for you now to take over. But let me go and see my people on Facebook. Lovely and wonderful people that I have on Facebook. Okay, Dexterous Henry said to Mali 1904. Okay, I've already gotten a winner anyway. And you know, the answers, I can only pick answers from YouTube. It's E. Patrick say, good morning, boss. Please, what's the latest coming out from our league? The Nigerian league. Okay, so they're trying to have a congress and then they'll decide what day the league is going to start. But I think they're looking tentatively. The league is supposed to start next month. We're also working on, you know, trying to do some stuff with the league so that we can give. I'm working on having reporter in every city where there is a league team, so that we can give like daily updates, team news, stories from the camp and all that. But it's not been easy. I mean, people are asking for money for work that they don't even understand what you're asking them to do. And I mean, we've not started having adverts and sponsors and all that. So it's not really that easy, but we're working on it because the job needs to get done. I can't always keep focusing on European football without also putting, you know, the work to bring you what's going on in the Nigerian league. I really need people. I've tried to do some audition. I've also tried. So if you live in any city where there is a Nigerian league team and you know somebody who can really give us updates that is, see, not assumption, not a yes, say, you can get access to the camp, you can speak to people, you can really give us updates. I would be very, very happy to talk to the person and see what we can do, you know, in terms of partnership and all that. So if you know anyone, let's get to know. Yes, it's A. Patrick saying Newcastle interested with everybody currently. That's what money does. Money gets people confused. It's intoxicating. So I wouldn't even blame them in the first place. Money is very, very intoxicating. But then I need you guys now to bring up the conversation. Gospel Awari, he said, I like the comment you made about the MBBF, but the question I want to ask is this: will the guests fly back to their base without the coaches asking them to do so? I don't think that it's about the coaches asking them to do so, actually. Okay, because I believe if the coaches and the management ask them to fly to Nigeria before going to their respective base, I don't think the players would refuse that. I think I will blame the coaches for it. Well, I don't want to blame the coaches. I would still put the blame on the minister, because as the team is progressing, if the minister is communicating Nigeria and say, okay, let's just have a state reception for them, they would organize that reception and put them in the president program and see how it is. But they've not done that. This is one of the things that you blame the minister. You need a minister that is proactive. You need a minister that is up and doing, that understands that. Look, if you look at a team, let's be very honest here. If you look at the team, you can tell, oh, this team will win this tournament, this team will not win this tournament, the way they are playing, their preparation and all that. So I think they put up a lot of preparation. It is very, very sad for Keda. For me, Keda is now the first MBBF president in the last 30 years of Nigerian basketball to have given a team this much preparation. They went on tour in the US, they went on tour in Europe, made sure that they prepared very well. For them to win, and then he's got caught up in this wind of this scandal. And I also know for a fact that he has spent his own money in organizing all of this thing, hoping that, okay, I want to make a difference. And then to be, bombshell like this, I feel for the man. But hey, if you cook in the kitchen, you feel the heat. So that's exactly the heat that he's facing. But I do feel for him as a person. This is how I see it. But let's see how it goes. I want to get all the facts together before I'm able to speak on anything. Because if I don't want to say things here that I would look stupid at. That's just it. It's easy. Don't forget that you guys might understand me, but this video is going to be online. Somebody is going to cut a part of it and say, look at this one that claimed to know. Because right now, first off, I'm not going to tell you that I'm in an open war with the Nigerian media, right? I think that the Nigerian media is the worst media in the whole world. The Nigerian sporting media is the worst media in the whole world. And every time I say, but you're part of it, yes, I am. I'm part of it, but let's call it a spade. We've reached a place where if we don't say this truth, we can't be criticizing people where we're not good. We can't, we do not, they say he who must come to equity must come with a clean hand. The Nigerian sporting media is so terrible that when you see a story, you don't even know whether you want to believe it or run away from it. And it shouldn't be like that. Let me give you a very good example. I saw a story on Guardian. Guardian newspaper, when I was growing up, Guardian was the conscience of the people, right? It was one of the best newspapers. I saw a story on Guardian, and the first thing that crossed my mind is,
Don't these people have editors? Don't they ask questions? They said that Blessing Okagbare could go to jail for drug use. The same Guardian 2 or 3 weeks ago said that Blessing Okagbare has been banned for 4 years. So it seems like there is a calculated effort to just paint her, to destroy her. Like, oh, we must destroy this girl, we must run her down. I'm not holding brief for her, but I think that is stupid journalism, right? That is very terrible journalism. And it's the Nigerian sporting media. So sometimes you look at these things and you're like, oh my God, it's so bad that I'm on the same road with these people. We're traveling on the same path. And so it's not making me to be very, very careful. I don't want to jump up on a story and then I come back and like, God, why did I do this? So when I see some of this, I ask myself, if you take this thing and put it on your platform, and the people who have trusted you, those ones in Nigeria, those ones in diaspora, who have trusted you as a source, to give them updates on stories and information, are you not letting them down? This is trust. And the sad part with people who listen to me or who watch my videos is every aspect of watching me, you're using your data, which means you're investing money. I can't afford to abuse that trust. So I'm sorry if I'm not jumping in on certain stories that people expect me to jump in on because it's flying on the Nigerian media space. That Olise story was a story that was almost going to get me into trouble because I was already researching, I was already looking to counter the talk and bring my analytical analysis into bed. But then I realized that, wait a minute, there's no evidence to this. So Olise can sue you. You go ahead and talk rubbish on this, I'll sue you. And then you now come out and be apologizing. And people like, oh, don't go and be doing news like Edafil. Don't go and be like ELEGBETETVRADIO. We're young. I can't afford to do that. So I'm very careful on that front. Okay, so talking about games that are coming up over the weekend. Who is excited about the fact that over the weekend, stories, games are coming. But let me tell you this. Brendan Rodgers, the coach of Leicester City, has said he would reject any offer from Newcastle United if they want him to come coach their team. Didier Drogba just have a way of scoring against any team that Arsenal play. Arsenal is the coach. Arsene Wenger is the coach, sorry. Because, yesterday, he scored a goal against a team that is coached. A combination of Al Ahly and Al Nassr in a charity game. He also scored against Arsene Wenger's team. What did Wenger do, Didier Drogba? What did Wenger do, Didier Drogba? Can somebody please explain what the beef? Somebody said it was like a funeral. Arsene Wenger opened up about the sorry end to his era at Arsenal and confesses the job made him inhuman. Why Dennis Beckham says his old boss should have quit earlier than later. And I agree with Dennis Beckham. See, I'm one of those people out there who don't have pity or respect for Wenger. And, people like, oh, that you are being rude for saying that. I think that as an Arsenal fan, Arsene Wenger is the worst thing that happened to the club. And, I agree with you. People, this is not the popular opinion. People who don't like it. But, I grew up and I hear people always say, white people have integrity. They will resign before you will rubbish them. They are people with integrity. Arsene Wenger knew that the whole media was lying. He was selling lies to people and people were believing it. First lie that was told, and he's a professor according to them, was that Arsene Wenger is the reason why they built the Emirates Stadium. Arsene Wenger was making money for the club. And you know what? I saw big grown-up men, adults, people, papa, selling that story. And I was like, what the heck are you saying? A club that have a board, management, and everything. Arsene Wenger is the reason why they and then the worst part was that people, papa, adults in Nigeria were talking on radio to be analyzing and say Arsene Wenger was the guarantee on the loan. And I sat and I was like, Arsenal wants to take a loan of £500 million. Arsene Wenger is the guarantee. What bank would allow a human being be the guarantor of a loan? If he falls down and dies tomorrow, what happens to the loan? People sort of crap, and Wenger was just playing along with that kind of nonsense. He was running the club aground. Club never sold a player for up to £50 million, 40 million even, not Arsene Wenger. And then people were like, he was making money for the club, blah, 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 blah. Destroying the structure of the club. There was no football director. There was no head of scout. There was a whole lot of things that was not working with the club. he was okay with it because it was any money, highest paid coach in the league, everything was fine. But as long as he was taken care of, and even if the club is not doing well, he didn't have a problem. And the people were happy. So when people come out now and they are scattering him, I don't feel for him. I honestly don't feel for him because I feel like the last 12 years of Arsene Wenger, when we lost the Champions League finals, Arsene Wenger should have stepped aside and said, look, I've reached the end of the road. The kind of respect that everybody would have had for him would have been great. But the next 12 years after that one, Wenger messed up big time. And I'm going to always sit on that point and I say, like, this guy was the very biggest problem that we had at the club. That's it. I don't know, you can have your own opinion on that one, but that's just the way I see it. You may not like it, you might not see it right. But there's another thing I want to raise. You know, every time people say, oh, the reason why we don't go to watch football matches in Nigeria is because of violence in the stadium. Do you know that the violence in that England versus Hungary game, we've never had that kind of violence in Nigeria. We've never, like that, never, ever, 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 ever have we seen such kind of violence in Nigerian football. But hey, after 1 week, you get off the talking point and nobody will be talking about it again. Bayern Munich star Lucas Hernandez handed 6 months jail term by a Madrid court after disobeying a restraining order in relation to a domestic violence conviction against his wife. I don't get it. I don't get it. Would you rather go to jail? If they say don't go close to the woman, they stay your space. Olivier Giroud said Thomas Tuchel brought serenity and confidence back to Chelsea after the sacking of Frank Lampard, and the change to a 3-4-3 formation suited the players perfectly. So for a Chelsea fan, want to know why the club is as good as they were when they marched on to go and win the Champions League, Olivier Giroud has just given you something to chew on. Cast 347 says, I agree with you on Wenger. He should have left a long time ago. Thank you very much, bros. Very hard for people to agree with me on this one. They are very, there's always the, you can't say that. Wenger is a god. This is a, he still got the Chelsea legend, Didier Drogba, hunt Arsene Wenger once again after scoring a hat-trick for Marseille legend, including recently retired Semi Nasri and Robert Perez against ex-Arsenal boss UNICEF 11. It's life. No, you know the funny thing, I was watching that game and I saw Sami Nasri's tummy big. I was like, when did he retire? See me where I stopped to play football since the year 2000. 21 years ago, my tummy is still normal. People say my tummy big. Look at Sami Nasri. Okay? It's very funny. But let me ask the question that I want to ask. Right now, you are on the management of Newcastle. And there's a whole lot of names that have been mentioned. Some shouldn't even have been mentioned in the first place. Official, I will say, Brendo, how you doing? There are some names that shouldn't even have been mentioned in the first place, but they have been mentioned. If you are the management of Newcastle right now, new management, new board, what is going to be your plan of action? New coach, players that you want to select, you want to sign, how would you go about it? We've got just 5 minutes to the end of the show. Let's have a talk on that one while I look at tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll spend the whole show talking about predictions, games. Official would say, yes, I agree. Wenger should have left long time ago. The last 12 years of Wenger spent, yes, he won 3 FA Cup, but those last 12 years did so much injury to the club that the club would take like another 10 years to get over it. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola set to win his fight for more Carabao Cup subs as clubs' rights to the EFL in a bid to increase changes to 5 for the rest of this season's competition. So that's very, very good. 5 problems Gareth Southgate must solve to get 3 Lions firing. How to get the best out of Harry Kane again. Will he finally select Greenwood, and where do Liverpool do Henderson and Alexander-Arnold fit in? That story is on the Daily Mail. Is still a conversation that is going. Do you know that after the Hungary game, English fans actually were screaming Southgate should be fired, like Southgate out, he's done, it's not good, his team is not playing well. I was shocked. I was like, okay, so it's not only happening to Genetro. I remember even chatting Genetro and saying, look, they're saying that they should sack Gary Southgate, so don't always think that it's just about you. Okay, Cast 347, they said Wenger is not really successful because he never won any major trophy. People say, what am I saying? Arsenal won titles because Manchester United were resetting. with Arsenal didn't win back-to-back titles. No, so let me not even go there. I don't feel like Arsene Wenger is not a great manager. All those talk is like he was good with manipulating the media. The media really worked for him. When Arsenal built the Emirates, they said it's Arsene Wenger that built the Emirates. I said, okay, good. Another coach took another team that is not even supposed to be in the top 4 and built a big stadium. They won the league title twice. Nobody is giving him credit for building the stadium. Diego Simeone, the stadium that Arsenal built and the stadium that Atletico Madrid built, which one deserves more credit to the coach? But people will look at you and say, "Oh no, what did he did? And you shouldn't be saying that. Wenger is, When people say that, and I was like, well, everybody are entitled to their opinion on these matters. But listen, guys, I'm not going to fall for this because it makes me look like first of the school I go is useless. The ball I play, knowing the inner workings of a football club is useless. My brain did not work. Officially, I would say Arsenal misfortune today is Wenger's fault. Okay, he covered too much for the ball, and I agree with you completely. Should have done what he was supposed to do. When David Day left, Arsene Wenger insisted that the club does not need a football director. How can you say that? Because now you now have to leave the job of coaching, managing, setting up the team, which is a very tedious job, and you have to be part of the people that are negotiating deals. And listen, if that was done by a Nigerian coach or a black man, we will say he was doing it because he was greedy, he wanted to get kickback. But because now white man, we're not saying that. Meanwhile, white people do more kickback than black people. The word kickback is not an African word. Okay? Diale, one of the best writers that I read from currently. Diale says Newcastle should appoint Conte and allow him pick his team. Conte is the manager that likes, to call back trusted players. Should Chelsea and PSG be worried when this happens? I think they should. Because not only should they be worried, if they sign, the thing about signing Conte is that they are going to back him with all the money he needs. And for the next 5 years, Newcastle cannot have issues with financial fair play. As a matter of fact. So in that regard, Newcastle will be able to poach any player they want to poach, buy any player they want to buy, and then do that same thing that Chelsea did in 2003, where they will buy a player. Maybe you're negotiating for a player for 20 million, they will throw up 30 million to make sure they get the player. So you become irrelevant in the scheme of things. That's something that Newcastle can do right now, and they will get away with it. Just the same way people are thinking financial fair play will hold Paris Saint-Germain, but will never hold them because they will get away with it for a very long time. I just hope that I want to see it happen because other people have done it. They should do their own too. Let's keep pushing it there to football reset itself again. But COVID have actually helped to reset football. Now we've seen transfer fees, 25 million, 15 million, 1 million pounds. Football resets again. But I think Newcastle is going to jack it up a little more when they come in on board and say, okay, from next summer now we'll start hearing transfer fees that are astronomical and crazy. If you think that I am angry for 100 million on Jack Grealish, you're going to see some things that if Man City do not act fast, Newcastle might decide to buy Erling Haaland. Like, they'll tell him, you know what? We know we cannot offer you Champions League football. We know we cannot offer you continental football, but we'll pay you £1 million a week. And then they'll tell Mbappe, we'll pay you £1 million a week. We want to pay the two of you together up front. Listen, even Mbappe, Papa, he go kidnap Mbappe, carry and go Newcastle. Turn side. You carry and go turn side. Say, look, I've signed the contract already. Real Madrid, keep your white angels. As a matter of fact, you guys are fallen angels. You guys are not even real angels. You are fallen angels. You are with the Lucifer. Go to hell. That's exactly what will happen. But let's see how it goes. I just want to see the drama play. The football family have been too political. Let's get into some footballing drama and see how it goes. Well, guys, prepare yourself for tomorrow. Our winner today, don't forget to send me a DM on Instagram, and then I'll credit you your 10 gigabytes of data. Tomorrow, it's going to be from the start of the show to the end. So if you're interested in sports betting, that's going to be our focus tomorrow from 9 to 10. It's time for me to go. SIM card, you came in late. Bat Rivers, you came in late as well. But it's been a while. Bats. I don't want to say what I want to say here. it wouldn't be good for public consumption. But let's just keep it going like that. Thank you very much, guys, for being with me on the show. For the last 1 hour, it's been very, very fantastic. You guys are the best. You guys are the real MVP. I love you guys to the very good marrow. Let's do this again tomorrow, last edition, the Friday edition, which is completely about the betting and everything. Same card, I love you to the very, very end. Remember that this project, we all started it together. Remember? Yeah, so I was here. I was DPA in my heart, man. I love you guys. Seriously, I always win from your prediction, official Sylvester. Okay, I will see how that goes tomorrow. And they say Pogba's agents will like the Newcastle narrative, asking so much. Everybody right now, every agent will go and collect their money because the thing is, Newcastle will be willing to pay all the agent fees. I mean, no rather like that kind of thing. Anything that give him agent fees, he will pay. He can sell a player to Imba if they would guarantee his agent fee. Because the way he does this thing is he's the one that controls his players. He tells them what to do, why they should do this. Go and read Zlatan's book and see what Mino Raiola do. But I like Mino Raiola. I need to be very honest. I like what he did when Zlatan wanted to leave Barcelona for Juventus. He made sure the one thing that would make him go was that Ferrari Enzo. What he did was the car, they did 399 and all was sold out. He went and bought one from the owner, twice the amount of the money, and gave it to Zlatan to make sure Zlatan was on that deal because that means he will get paid and he needed the money. That's life. Sometimes you go the extra mile. I wish them Paul Onwachu and them Simi Wakwo. Let's not talk about that. Guys, my name is Idafe Matthias. And thank you very much for being with me on the show today. Coming up next is Peter Ewenode with Them Say Sports. God bless you and have for yourself a lovely Thursday.
With this people, they are not on social media still living on the Twitter. So this morning we enter on top of Twitter. There won't trend really happen for there. As people they do red flag challenge, but in the meaning of that red flag there, they say if you be person we know they support what they support them, may they give you chance, may they look you well. For that they will put red flag on top of your head.
Oh,
and so much is
get the former Monaco guy as the sporting directors will work magic, just like Edward did for Liverpool. It's not about facts. It's expatriate your facts. Nigerian media should learn from the British media.
The reason why they go to Manchester City, if you don't say that midfielder will be Kevin De Bruyne, will be the best player inside the league. So may them look you
Whoa.
May them pursue you far from their body because you know. Like
if I'm the owner of Newcastle, now what I'll do is to give a world-class coach like Conte, Zidane, or even Valverde, so help us convince good players. Well, that's a good idea.
For inside Bundesliga, come out whether they